what if I told you that sometimes life changes in a single moment, and one decision can rip you away from everything you know? Your home, your family, your childhood, and throw you into a completely different world. And what if I told you that this is the story of a woman who lost everything, rebuilt her life piece by piece, and discovered that love never truly disappears. It just learns to live in new places. Today, you're going to meet Lúcia, a story so simple and yet so powerful. My name is Lúcia. I'm 48 years old now, but when I close my eyes, all it takes is a single breath for me to feel the smell of fresh coffee and the warm aroma of cornbread my mother used to bake on Sunday mornings. That smell filled our tiny brick house in the countryside of Minas Gerais in Brazil. That smell meant home. My father was a railroad worker. My mother was a seamstress. We didn't have much money, but we had everything that truly mattered: laughter, love, and a backyard full of chickens and guava trees. I was the youngest of 5, although my older siblings had already left home by the time I was born. So I was raised almost like an only child. My mother called me the apple of her eye. My father called me the light of the house. And I believed both. But life changed when I was 12. My father had a terrible accident on the railroad. A runaway wagon struck him. He survived, but he lost his left leg, and with it, he lost his job and a piece of himself. Our home, which was already quiet, became heavy with silence. My mother began sewing through the night to pay the bills. I helped however I could, washing clothes, taking care of my little brother, selling cakes at the market, but it still wasn't enough. One afternoon, when I was 15, my mother called me into the kitchen. Her eyes were swollen from crying. She said, "Lúcia, my love, we have to send you to São Paulo." My heart froze. She explained that my Aunt Zilda had found me a job as a nanny in a wealthy home. I would earn more and be able to study at night. I cried for hours. I didn't want to leave my parents, my house, the smell of coffee in the morning, but I knew I had to go. And the next day, I boarded a bus at 5 a.m. with a cardboard suitcase and a heart full of fear. São Paulo felt like another world. Tall buildings, endless noise, people everywhere. My aunt lived in a small room behind a mansion in one of the richest neighborhoods. I slept on a mattress on the floor and woke up at 5:30 every morning to take care of the children. There were 3. 2 boys and a little girl named Clara, 4 years old, with red hair and freckles. On my first day she hugged me and said, "You're going to be my friend, right, Lúcia?" Even drowning in homesickness, I smiled and said, "Yes, sweetheart." Will. I worked there for 6 years. I learned to speak better, to read better, to use silverware properly. I attended adult school at night. When I turned 21, the lady of the house called me and said, "Lúcia, you're too intelligent to stay here. I'm going to pay for your college." I cried so much she came over and hugged me. "You deserve it," she said, and just like that, my life took a new direction. I studied education and graduated at 25. I got a job in a public school, started earning my own money, sent money back home, and started dreaming again. It was at that school that I met João, the math teacher. Tall, shy smile, thick glasses, and a gentle heart. We fell in love slowly, like someone growing a tree, watering it day by day. We got married 2 years later in a simple ceremony in my mother's backyard. My father, wearing his new prosthetic leg, danced with me in the living room with tears running down his face. We had 2 daughters, Anna in 1998 and Sophia in 2002. Anna was quiet and observant. Sophia was a whirlwind, always running, laughing, and talking loudly. Every night I looked at them and thought, I did it. Primera ma de it out. My mother would be proud. But life isn't made only of joy. In 2008, my mother had a stroke. I left the girls with my mother-in-law and rushed back to Minas Gerais. She still recognized me, even though she could barely speak. I visited her every week, traveling back and forth by bus. One day, my father looked at me and said, Lucia, I don't want her to suffer anymore. If God wants to take her, let him take her. I cried in his arms like a child. She passed away in August. I was holding her hand when she whispered, I love you, my daughter. And then she was gone. Losing a mother feels like losing the ground beneath your feet. I returned to São Paulo with a hole inside my chest. But time keeps moving. Anna grew up, studied architecture, and graduated in 2022. On stage, she looked at me and said, This diploma is yours too, ma'am. Sophia studied law, graduated in 2024, and hugged me, saying, One day I want to be a judge, to help people the way you helped us. Joe and I bought a bigger house with a backyard, and I planted guava trees just like the ones from my childhood. Sometimes I would be in the kitchen and suddenly smell my mother's coffee as if she were right there beside me. And now, today, December 12th, 2025, I'm sitting in my kitchen. The sunlight warms my face. Joe is outside trimming the guava trees. Anna lives in Belo Horizonte now. Sofia lives in Brasilia, and I'm a grandmother. Little Pedro, 2 years old, calls me Grandma Lu. I wear the necklace my mother gave me on my wedding day, a simple cord with a heart-shaped pendant. Every time I touch it, I feel her. I feel the coffee, her warm hand on my forehead, her voice saying, My girl, you are the light of the house. And I realize that I'm not just one woman. Inside me live all the women who came before me. My grandmother, my mother, me, my daughters, my granddaughter who one day will arrive. We are a chain, and none of us will ever be lost. If this story touched you, please leave a like. It helps the channel more than you know. And don't forget to subscribe. There is another video appearing on your screen right now. If you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll love the next one too. Thank you for being here with me. See you in the next video.